If it were legal, there would be no blame to shift. I'm going to say that one more time. If it were legal, there would be zero blame to shift. And guys, real quick, hit like, drop a comment, and share this with everyone. All right, guys, yesterday I told you to expect the blame to continue to shift in the whole double tap in the Caribbean situation, and today proves that that was right. Now, yesterday we saw the orange face of chaos claiming he knew nothing about the double tap, saying he would have never authorized it, even though on September 2nd, just hours after the strike, he said this statement, and I will be paraphrasing because we're following guidelines. He said, "On my orders, U.S. forces conducted a kinetic strike. 11, we'll call them NTs, were unalived in action." He publicly took credit for it to now then months later say he knew nothing about it. And we're seeing the same thing happen with the Secretary of Defense. And the Secretary of Defense is no different. He's doing the same thing, claiming he knew nothing about it and claiming that he doesn't know where this rumor got started. Well, Pete, it got started with you because on September 3rd, the day after the strikes, on a show you used to be on, Fox and Friends, you said this, quote, "I watched it live. We knew exactly who was on the boat. We knew exactly what they were doing." So if that's the case, why on September 9th, when you were asked directly for the identities of these so-called NTs, did you suddenly say, quote, "We're still working to confirm their identities"? So how the fuck does that work? Now we're caught up to the today, where SecDef is trying to push the blame on Admiral Frank Bradley, who at the time was commander of JSOC, Joint Special Operations Command. But before we jump into him, let's go over the chain of command that is required for lethal strikes to take place at all. It starts at the top with the president, who is legally the only person authorized to give orders for lethal strikes. Then that shifts down to SecDef, who oversees the whole situation. He relays that information and coordinates with SOCOM commander, who at the time was General Brian Fenton. Then the orders are executed by JSOC, and who led them, who was the commander, Admiral Frank Bradley. And you know what happened about a month after these strikes? Fenton quietly retired, replaced by Bradley. And during that change of command ceremony, it was completely surface level retirement speech with zero public answers. Now, before you grab your tinfoil hats, I will say this: Bradley had already been nominated to replace Fenton as SOCOM commander. That happened August 1st, so about a month before the strikes took place. Now, were those strikes already planned? Couldn't tell you. But the timing's interesting. But here is my point in bringing up Fenton. If we're so eager to recall former military officers, why aren't we recalling Fenton, the man who held one of the highest positions in the chain of command during an operation whose legality is currently being questioned? Recall him to set the story straight, right? I mean, we're currently trying to recall Senator Mark Kelly for his quote-unquote seditious behavior in telling service members it is their right and duty to refuse unlawful or illegal orders. And look what's happening right after Mark Kelly said that. Just saying. Now, obviously, there are a lot of moving parts in this story, but there are two things I can tell you for sure, without a doubt. One, this will not be the last time the blame shifts. And two, service members are going to be the people held accountable simply for following the orders from those higher than them in rank. Hit follow and subscribe because we say what legacy media doesn't have the balls to.